Okay, lesson 3 is continuing our study of multiple step equations, but we're adding a twist. We have been finding specific solutions. So x is going to be equal to something, y is going to be equal to something. But there are cases when you're going to come up with a case where you don't have a solution or you have infinitely many solutions. There are really 3 options. You can have a solution, which is just like we've done, where you're going to have a variable equal to a number. You're going to have no solution, which we use the empty set to represent no solution. Or we're going to have infinitely many, and we'll use the infinity sign. Let's take a peek at these 2 examples and see why the left-hand side produces a no solution situation, why the right-hand side produces infinitely many. So we'll go ahead and distribute that -4 to both sides. -4 times 2x is -8x minus 4 equals -8x minus 2. When I'm solving equations, I want to make sure that my variables are all on one side. My variable terms are all on one side of the equal sign. So this 8x is going to go ahead and move over to the other side. I'm going to add 8x, add 8x. These will zero out, and so will these. Drop down what survives, and I'm left with -4 is equal to -2. Now, I know math does some funny things, but I don't know a situation where -4 can ever equal -2. This is a false or untrue statement. And because it's untrue or false, this is no solution. We use that empty set. So there's no possible number that could work as a solution for the equation. Now over here on the other side, we're going to deal with a situation where we're going to get infinitely many solutions. Let's go ahead and distribute the 3. We've got -5 minus 9x equals 3 minus 9x minus 8. -5 minus 9x. And I have some like terms on the right-hand side that I will need to combine. When I combine them, I have 3 minus 8, which is -5 minus 9x. I'm going to go ahead and add the 9x to both sides. So I get my variables to one side, but they do go to 0, and I'm left with -5 is equal to -5. This is always true. -5 is always equal to -5. In this case, it doesn't matter what variable or value we choose for x, we will always get -5 equal to -5. This is a case where you're going to have infinitely many solutions. Let's look at these 4 examples down here and see what we come up with. I want you to pause the video and try number 1 on your own. Alright, for number 1, you should start off by distributing the 3 to both terms inside of the parentheses. You'll get 6x plus 6. Then you have this minus 3x equals 6 plus 3x. We're going to start by combining our variable terms on the left-hand side. 6x minus 3x is 3x plus 6 equals 6 plus 3x. We want our variable terms to be on the same side, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. Those zero out because they're identical to each other. And then you have 6 is equal to 6. This is always true. That means that this is an infinitely many solutions situation. Now number 2, we're going to go ahead and solve. Distribute that 6 and the -7. You'll have 12x minus 36 equals positive 14x minus 28. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move those variable terms to one side. I'm going to pick the smaller variable term to move just because I like my positive coefficients. Makes my brain a little happy. Those will zero out, and I'm left with negative 36 as my survivor on the left-hand side. 14x minus 12x is 2x minus 28. I want my constants on one side, so I'm going to add 28 to both sides. That means different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number. Negative 8 equals 2x. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So I have negative 4 equals x. This is a solution, and it's okay. It's okay to have an actual answer. Don't just feel because we're in this section that you have to throw a no solution or an infinitely many solution. That's not the case in this situation. We came up with an actual value for x. X, in this situation, for these two sides, this side to be equal to this side, the only value that makes that true is negative 4. Unlike this situation, this side will always be equal to this side, no matter what value you plug into x. That's why it's infinitely many. All right, I want you to try number 3 on your own, and then hit play when you're done. For number 3, you should get a solution of x equals 0, and here is how. We're going to distribute that 8 and the 6 to both terms inside of the parentheses. That leaves you with 40x minus 24 on the left-hand side, negative 18x minus 24 on the right-hand side. Add 18x to both sides, and I get 58x minus 24 equals negative 24. Add my constants, and I get 58x equals 0. Now, a lot of people saw that, and they're like, uh-oh, this is no solution. False. You can still divide by 58. 0 divided by any number is 0. This is a solution. It's not an infinitely many solution. It's not a no solution. X equals 0 is a solution. That means the only number that sets this side of the equal sign equal to this side is when x is equal to 0. Then it holds true. Otherwise, all other values for x fail. All right, I want you to go ahead and do number 4 and see what you get. Pause the video, try it on your own. For number 4, when we go ahead and distribute the 7 and the negative 4, we get a situation where we have 3x minus 13 on the left-hand side, 7x plus 14 minus 4x, and the kicker here is the plus 28. Negative times a negative is a positive. Then I'm going to focus on combining my terms. There's nothing I need to combine on the left-hand side, so it's going to stay the same. But 7x minus 4x is 3x. Then add 14 and 28 together to get 42. Subtract my variable terms so that they get to be one side. Just so happens that both of these will end up canceling out because 3x is equal to 3x. When you inverse them, because you're going opposite sides of the equal sign, they will zero out. My survivors are negative 13 on the left-hand side and positive 42 on the right-hand side. That's never equal. You cannot have negative 13 equal to 42. That means that this is a no solution situation. So no value of x will ever set the left-hand side of the equal sign to the right-hand side. Not possible. Well, that does it for our section on infinite and no solutions. Remember, there are 3 possible answer types. You can have a single solution. For example, x is equal to negative 4. You can have another single solution of x equals 0. But you can also have infinitely many, and you can have no solution whatsoever. And that does it for the video.